Step number 5 on the skirt continued. This will be 5B. And we're going to set in this waistband and give it an edge stitch. So we're still working on the wrong to right side technique. So this is the right side of the skirt at this point. And this is the wrong side of the skirt. And we have the correct side of the waistband attached to the wrong side of the skirt. But we've pinned this on the right side. We've left the extension on the back left side seam. And if only pinned through the fabric, the muslin layer, not the grosgrain ribbon. We use the basting stitches to ease in all the way around whereas we needed to. And I have this pinned all the way to the other side seam in a big circle. But this side, it's meeting. The waistband will be a little bit past, teeniest bit past the skirt, maybe 1/8 of an inch, but there's no extension. And this is the left front side seam. So we're going to move that grosgrain ribbon out of the way, and we're going to move the whole waistband down out of the way of our sewing. We just want to catch the top edge and we're going to stitch about 3/8 of an inch away from the edge, not a full 1/2 of an inch, but 3/8 of an inch. Going to remove our pin. And let's go ahead and do a top stitch. Let's do a little back stitch. And remove the pins. And you're about 3/8 of an inch away from that edge. You're stitching on the face or right side of the skirt. Removing the pins as we get close to them. All the darts are pinned with the pickup going towards the side seam, the front and back darts. Rotating around in a circle, trying to get that whole waistband out of the way. Stitching about 3/8 of an inch away from the edge. When we come to the side seam, I want to make sure that this is pressed open at the top and caught that way as well when stitching over it. Almost to the other side. Almost made our full circle. Last little bit could be a little tricky. Let's get your needle down. Sort of ease that waistband around there. So you can stitch right up to where you need to. There you go. Just one more stitch. Little back stitch. Just make sure you're right off the edge. Good. Let's do a little back stitch. Let's trim it nice and close. Let's turn our waistband around. Oh, looks good. I've already pre-pressed up the other edge with a little less than a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm going to tuck that grosgrain ribbon underneath the seam and fold the waistband over, and we're going to stitch on the edge again in our circle practically here. So you want to arrange that grosgrain ribbon under that seam all the way around. I'm going to tuck it in at the end, at the corners. And of course trim any spare threads. Or tuck them underneath. This one, we could tuck it. Lots of threads that could be tucked here. So we're going to take that seam allowance and we're going to pull that down right over that stitching, and we're going to place a pin. tucking the threads up. Tucking the grosgrain ribbon underneath the seam allowance. The other part of the waistband down and over. Here's some threads we gotta trim. Make sure the waistband covers the stitching. You can have pins every 3 to 4 inches. Just a little bit more pinning. You can also hand base this with thread. This looks really good. So you could use more pins. You could pin every 1.5 or 2 inches, like I'm making an example here, or you could pin every 3 to 4 inches. I think we'll put another couple pins at the beginning and the end of the waistband. This is the left back. It's also the underlapping extension. This is the right front. Let's go ahead and start at our left extension. We remove the pin and go right down on the corner Hopefully the corner won't get sucked down into the machine. I might just go forward a few more stitches than I normally do and then go back. Or come back and go do back at the very end. Come back and do it. Oh, it's handling nice. Let's check it out. Oh, I think we're safe. Good. Let's go forward. Carefully. Oh dear, we've run out of thread. We gotta start over.